Hello everyone, this is Tom here and welcome to Story of the Blues, my take on all things Oldham Athletic. We're still on a high and we're still buzzing from Tuesday night's 2-0 win against York City. I've not long woken up, but I've woken up to some delightful news in that interim manager Steve Thompson has brought back Neil Redfern, our Athletics legend, by far the scorer of one of our greatest ever goals, the goal that secured us the Division 2 title at home to Sheffield Wednesday, 3-2 having been 2-0 down, an injury time penalty, the mad scenes you saw at Boundary Park, the fact that the Football League had already engraved West Ham United's name on it, thinking they had already won the title, and the ironic thing is they were beating Notts County and ended up losing. Neil Redfern got me partly into football. I loved watching him play. He was a childhood icon and I was gutted when he left and still feel he has unfinished business at this club. Welcome back, Redders. Let's just hope it doesn't end in tears. Back in 1991. In 1991 at home to Sheffield Wednesday, coming from 2-0 down with that last minute penalty. A game I still regret not being there but being in Oldham Town Centre when it happened. The scenes afterwards. Let's just have a look at... Obviously, reading the lines on Twitter, there has been a mixed reaction. A lot of my generation are very happy to see Neil Redfern back, with the exception of few. However, some are putting it down to, oh, we're going to ball whistling, oh, we're going back, taking a step back. So, this is how I look at it. Tomo and Redders are great mates. Tomo had a great first win against York. Now, if he's asked for an assistant to come in, I've got nothing against him. He knows that while the ongoing recruitment process is happening, we still need to win games. Obviously, Redfern, as I've said, a lot of history at Athletics, and in my eyes, he has a little bit of unfinished business in the way he departed the club. And I've got nothing against it. I still believe in going the route to take his experience, someone that knows this league, but it's a short-term measure. I'm happy and I'm very hopeful it will get a good reception. I know a few of the younger fans a little bit miffed, but I'm sure they'll come round in the long run. So, today it is Oxford City, and obviously we'll follow up with a little preview to who they are. Let's just first have a look at the league table ahead of today's game. So it's Tommy Oldham here, and today we're playing Oxford City at home. Oxford City are actually the oldest club in Oxford, but this is the first time I've ever played them. They gained promotion last season from the National League South, but in the playoffs, beating St Albans in the final. Now, like everyone else, Iron Down is my favourite to get relegated. And so far they've played 10 games, lost the opening 3, drawn 5 and 1-2. The last defeat was Chesterfield. The Chesterfield fan did say to me, once these lads find their feet, they'll be a decent team. And to be fair, they've had a good win over Hartlepool and had a good unbeaten run. But all unbeaten runs have to come to an end. An interesting fact is when Oldham were in the Premier League in its first ever season, Oxford City were champions of the Sparta South Midlands Premier League. So it shows where they've come from and how far we've come down now. Obviously, we had a great win the other night. I'm looking to make it back-to-back wins. I've just looked at the team line-up in Norwood's back in. Again, there's goals in this team, which is like what I like to see. We've got strong strength on the bench in Reed and Willoughby. Also, there's plenty of goals. Obviously, I've already said in the video my point of view on Neil Redfern, club legend, club hero. Let's see how it goes. I'm still at the same point. I want a good recruitment process, but Thompson needs an assistant. And I said at times Unsworth's assistant wasn't there. We didn't have one with him, and he looked lost. Hopefully, having him at the side gives the team a boost, it gives the fans a boost. Like I say, it's only at the moment in touring basis, so let's not get our hopes up, but at the same time we wouldn't want to see it end in tears. Obviously, I'm almost at Boundary Park now, so come on Oldham, let's make it back-to-back wins. Obviously, Oxford A only 1 point ahead of us in the table, and it's still early days. I'm confident we can beat these ones. I do think there'll be goals. in it. So up the 3 scoring tips for Oldham, see you on the terraces. So Oxford City actually have quite an interesting history to them. They were founded in 1882 and are actually older than Oxford United, who were formerly known as Headlington United, if you see it mentioned. Last season, they won the National League South playoff final. They beat St Albans. I've actually been to their ground in 2000 for a rugby league game between USA and Canada. It was called Courtfield Farm, but it's also known as Marsh Lane. Now it holds just over 3,000 the fans. The runners include a 1905-06 FA Amateur Trophy. They've won the Oxford Senior Cup on numerous times. And they've actually got a European trophy to name, a tournament in 1921 called Tourney de Paquis du Stade Français. Now I'll look more into this when we play them away, but it actually looks like at the time it's quite a big, prestigious trophy. Obviously, there was Spartan Midlands Premier League champions in 1992-93, the same year we played in the first ever Premier League. There were Ismayan, or as it's known now, Ryman League champions, Division 1 champions, 1995-96. There was Southern League Division 1 and West South playoff winners in 2008. And in 2012, there was Southern League playoff winners. The third place in the National League South last year was their highest ever finish in a league campaign. And they're also FA Fars finalists in 1994-95. Now what's interesting, 3,100 saw them play St Albans in that playoff final last year, which is the record attendance for their crowd. Now, today will be the highest crowd they've ever played in front of in a competitive league game at Boundary Park. But when we play them away, if we've got something to play for, we could quite easily set the record for the highest ever crowd at their stadium. Obviously, the club's had its up and downs over the years. It was affixed from its White Horse Ground in 1988. But in 1990, there was Spartan Midland League Division 1 champions. So obviously, they have had a few promotions and relegations since then. An interesting one is in 1999, they played Wickham 3 times in the FA Cup. Now, the first replay was abandoned just as they got to penalties when someone set the fire alarm off. Obviously, when it was replayed at Oxford's Manor Road, they lost. But they played Alvechurch 6 times many years ago in a replay, and obviously they drawn the previous 5 before losing. In 2017-18, they knocked Colchester out the first time. They knocked a Football League side out. The following round, they lost to Notts County due to injury time goal. The following season, they played Tranmere Rovers and drew 3-3 at home. Obviously, they lost the replay at Prenton Park. And in 2020-21, saw them play Northampton Town. Obviously, they knocked them out as well. England's 1966 World Cup winning captain Sir Bobby Moore once managed these. Also, look out for ex-Oldham player Josh Parker, who wasn't that big successful as I weren't a fan of him, but since then has played at numerous clubs and seems to have found his feet at Oxford City and scored a good number of goals for them last season in their promotion push. Oxford City at home. Let's have this. We can win. Come on, let's make it back-to-back wins. Come on, Oldham. Again. Yeah. I think he was just off it. Oh!
On the way, this is on the side now.
Great first half, fresh, revitalised, looked so comfortable at the back. It's great to see. I still think there's more goals to come in the second half. Green has been really great. It's ran the show first half. But Oldham, let's put the game together and finish them off. These barges look absolutely mega.
I think we're going to get a third.
I do. I think we get a third, we'll get a fourth.
Yeah, to be honest, I'd start with them. It's done well, but I just feel like it's too simple. More athletic guy.
Game, set and done. Since I was young, was a bloke, proud to be OAFC.
The curse is lifted. Oh yeah. He's having this one. Come on.
Everyone wants to score in the moment.
At some point, that's going to blow in a minute.
Full time, 4-0, clean sheet, back wins, job done. And I just can't seem to get enough of Super Oldham. Wow. Another good win on Saturday. 4 goals scored. Another, not just a clean sheet, back-to-back clean sheets alongside the back-to-back win. Looking revitalised, looking refreshed, looking solid and more comfortable at the back. Hudson early second half pulling off that amazing save. For me, compared to 7 days ago, it's looking like a totally different team. But all it is we've got an interior manager who helped recruit these players and has basically just told them to go out, play football, play the game to the best ability and play the game to strengths. Devine Green, what an excellent performance, probably one of his best in an Oldham shirt. A great goal, well took. Great ball in from Garner, but you could tell Green was causing problems when their management, Oxford, made a sub and took the fullback off. Obviously good management from Thompson having Green, then switch wings and later on push through the middle. Obviously it's Garner in midfield against Sheeran. Both played well. At the back four is looking better. I think Hobson is looking like a real leader. He's winning everything. He reads the game well. Reminds me a little bit of Regan. Sutton, I thought, played good again today. He's looking more relaxed now. He looks like he's got a confidence in himself and around his teammates. Dickinson, what's funny, I said it in a previous video, and Jonathan Poole can quote me, I said we're still not seeing the best of him yet. Follows it up with 2 great strikes. I know he made that little tackle earlier on in the first half when they were trying to let the ball go out for a corner. And it's just great to see at the moment. The thing is, we didn't even get out of second gear on Saturday. Obviously, second half, they did sort of pass the ball, but they never really troubled us. They came with a game plan. They tried to play football, but it was clear from the start that we were in control. We dictated play. Once that second goal went in, it was game over. Credit to the small number of fans, 22 it came over. I've seen some fans mocking, but obviously because some fans are scared out looking bad on social media, they're now saying that they like them. In the day, they're a smallish club, and credit to every one of them for coming up and to their players for going over, applauding them. Obviously, don't forget they've not lost since August. They've been on an unbeaten run, so it brings a bit of confidence to us as well. Ages ago, a team like that probably, especially runs, it wouldn't have been a game like that. Some said he would have won under him. For me, I don't know, but what I do know is now we're going into the Kidderminster game, potentially on a 3-match winning streak. If we win that, the team are looking like there's more unity, that there's more of a togetherness in them, more happy to play team. One of the things I heard on Saturday was the players apparently turned around to the owner, Frank, and said they weren't happy playing for him, and I can fully understand that now. Hopefully, sign of things come. We're now 3 points off the playoffs. As I said, this season's long. Got stuff, it's long carry on. Sorry, bit my throat there. There's plenty more football to be played. There's no reason why this new manager come in if they don't keep with Thompson or Redfern. I'd still like to see a few more games from them both where we can't push and climb up that table. It seems a few Chesterfield fans were a bit rattled. I've seen a few comments on the videos from them. Don't worry, Oldham Athletic are on their way back. Obviously, I asked a couple of fans after the game, Ant McNara and Gaspolian, you know, the famous sack him, for their opinions. So let's hear what they both had to say. How are you feeling?
Fantastic.
How refreshed are you feeling now? How good is it to watch at the moment?
Oh, it's been a joy to watch today. There's been critical, a few flat periods, a few straight passes that were a little bit silly, but other than that, confident, assured, passing and move football, well taken goals.
It's amazing how 7 days can change. Thank you. Guys, how happy are you with the last 2 results?
Sack him! Fucking sack him! But other than that, massive change in energy, passion, just a whole difference. The energy's there. We've been shafted for 12 months. Sack him!
Are we having a Oldham playoff win and then England winning the Euros in Germany?
Oh, it's a double.
What happens if Southgate not do it?
See, I like Southgate. I think he creates an ambience, but I like, but fucking sack him. God, fuck him off.
Cheers for that. Obviously made use of subs. It's good to see Hope again back on the pitch. Reed putting himself about. I'm not a fan of Shelton, I'm not going to lie, but I don't see the need to boo him, bit out of order. That clearly Thompson is trying to open up, give everyone a chance who he sees. Whether he stays with him or a new manager can get the best out of him, we don't know. But while they're putting a shirt on and we're winning games, let's focus on turning attention to just getting behind him. I know people are always going to like players they like, players they dislike. I'm no different than some players over the years I've absolutely loved. There's some players I've been glad to see get rid of the door. But on the day when they're playing on the match, it's about watching us go out, win there, and get all the points. It was good to see our friends over from Eintracht Frankfurt. I've got some photos. Credit to Jenny Jones and George Parkin for taking a few photos of them. They enjoyed it. What was more welcoming was the club, especially Frank came and met them personally, took them up to the boardroom, gave them a full tour of the ground, really made the effort. It weren't just 5 or 10 minutes, it was a good couple of hours, Luke, as well. And like I said, this friendship's 41 years old. Good to see so many people going to the Fox and Pine before the game, and also at half-time in the Rocky Road end, and at night in the railway, come in and talk to them. Obviously, they flew back Sunday morning in time for their draw with Freiburg. I've actually done this after work Sunday night, so it was a bit late getting back Saturday night, although I weren't actually drinking. I'm on tablets again. It was still a good night out. So many Oldham fans out and about, looking refreshed, looking happy, looking good to see smiles on our faces, which is all we've wanted for a long time. And that's it for today. Obviously, he's actually relatively short. I know I've said that a few times. It's gone on for ages. But a good win, a good day out. We're now going to Tuesday night where we face Kidderminster away. And then we're on the road next Saturday, obviously, to Wellstone. So, if you like the video, keep watching. I keep getting lots of positive comments, including a United fan in the railway on Saturday. You saw it. Tell your friends about it. People still talk to me about that Gateshead game, and I keep telling them, yeah, I've got videos on here to watch if you want to see them. Have a good week, and I'll see you on the terraces. Come on, Oldham.
Scoring past defenders, scoring 1 or 2. Looks good, looks good, looks fine, looks fine. Alice Green's on my mind, and it's Oldham's very fine. Diddy-doo, and diddy-doo, diddy-doo. Scoring past defenders, scoring 1 or 2. Looks good, looks good, looks fine, looks fine. Alice Green's on my mind, and it's Oldham's very fine. Diddy-doo, and diddy-doo.